Hey curio lover. Today I'm going to share about a truly unique tradition from Albania, where some women choose an extraordinary path in life. They take a vow to become men and commit to staying virgins for life. This rare custom reflects deep and distinctive cultural aspects of the region. Albania, the backdrop for our story, is nestled in southern Europe, making its mark on the western side of the Balkan Peninsula, right at the Strait of Otranto, which serves as the southern gateway to the vast Adriatic Sea. The country's capital, Tirana, is a buzzing hub of culture and history, bordered by Montenegro to the northwest, Kosovo to the northeast, North Macedonia to the east, and Greece to the southeast and south. Stretching about 340 kilometers from north to south, and about 150 kilometers wide from east to west, Albania's terrain is marked by its land borders, as well as an extensive coastline that touches both the Adriatic Sea to the west and the Ionian Sea to the southwest, offering stunning views and rich maritime access. Interestingly, Italy, its nearest neighbor to the west, is just about 80 kilometers across the Adriatic Sea, highlighting the close ties and historical connections between the two countries. Strategically located between the Adriatic and Ionian Seas, Albania has a long history of serving as a crucial corridor for nations and empires aiming to expand their territories overseas. The locals, who call themselves Skiptara, a term often translated as children of the language, have a deep connection to their language and culture, elements they consider vital to their national identity. The term Skiptara can also refer to the population that speaks the Skip language, including Albania itself. This name reflects a heritage linked to the ancient Illyrians, Central European people who migrated south, settling in the Albanian region at the start of the Bronze Age, around 2000 BC. The Albanians have remained relatively isolated throughout their tumultuous history, partly due to the country's mountainous and rugged terrain, but also because of a series of historical, cultural, and social factors that have shaped their unique and complex path. Albania stands out for having one of the most homogeneous populations in Europe, where the vast majority of inhabitants are of Albanian ethnicity. Non-Albanians, including the largest minority group of Greeks in the southeast, and Macedonians on the eastern border, make up less than 10% of the population. The country carries a legacy of nearly 5 centuries under Ottoman rule, making it predominantly Muslim. However, decades under a communist regime that promoted atheism changed the religious landscape. Starting in 1967, the communist government took a hard stance against religious practices, declaring Albania an atheist state and shutting down churches, mosques, and synagogues. This period saw severe repression of religious people and confiscation of religious properties. The situation only began to change in 1990, with the fall of the communist regime, allowing for the restoration of freedom of worship and the gradual reopening of places of worship. Today, despite the Muslim legacy, many Albanians embrace a secular lifestyle, reflecting the lasting impact of communism on the country's religious fabric. At the start of this century, about 70% of Albanians identify as Muslims, though many are only nominally tied to the faith. The majority of these Muslims follow Sunni Islam, while a significant portion adhere to the Bektashi sect. On the other hand, 15% of the population aligns with the Eastern Orthodox Church, and about 10% are Roman Catholics. The religious distribution in Albania shows a geography of distinct beliefs. Muslims are the majority throughout the country, but are especially concentrated in the center. Roman Catholics, meanwhile, have a strong presence in the north, particularly in the city of Shkodër. Eastern Orthodox Christians are more prevalent in the south, especially in the districts of Gjirokastër, Korçë, Berat, and Fier. A national icon of the Catholic faith is Mother Teresa, an ethnic Albanian born in Skopje, who was renowned for her missionary work in India during the 20th century. Beyond its religious legacy, Albania is known for the remarkable friendliness of its people. Albania is truly a fascinating destination. Traveling through this country means discovering hospitality that transcends borders and cultures. From Kriviara, the vibrant capital nestled in the mountains, to its history-rich towns, the friendliness of the Albanians is palpable. They are among the most welcoming people in the world. always ready to help, whether it's recommending a great place to eat, giving directions, or finding a place to stay. In this country, the harmonious coexistence of different religions is remarkable. In any town, you can find an Orthodox church and a Catholic church just steps away from a mosque, reflecting a society where Christians, Muslims, Jews, and others live together peacefully. Additionally, Albania has a unique and surprising cultural tradition. Some Albanian women take a vow to become men and live as virgins for their entire lives. This practice, known locally, is a relic of a patriarchal system dating back to the 15th century, showing that even in modern places, ancient traditions can persist. In Albania, traditionally, women face significant restrictions, including being banned from owning property or even wearing a watch in daily life. However, they have developed an extraordinary way to circumvent these limitations and claim their rights. The solution involves a serious and transformative commitment. They must vow to live as men for the rest of their lives. This radical decision often arises out of necessity, especially in families with no male heirs and a deceased patriarch. In such cases, an unmarried daughter may choose to take on the role of family head. The process is formalized by a solemn oath in front of 12 community leaders or elders, committing to a lifetime without returning to their original female identity. This tradition, known locally as Bernisa, is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of Albanian women in the face of a deeply patriarchal system. In Albania, women who choose to take on the role of a man through a special vow face a complex set of expectations and restrictions. This commitment goes beyond just adopting male responsibilities. They must also maintain their virginity, renouncing any sexual activity. In everyday life, these women adopt male pronouns, reinforcing their adopted identity in all areas of life. They begin to dress as men and take on male names. Additionally, they gain the right to carry weapons, smoke, drink, work, and participate in social and cultural activities like music and singing, privileges that are normally denied to women in traditional Albanian culture. This role change allows these women to experience freedoms and rights that would otherwise be inaccessible to them. Although originally this practice, known as Bernesa, arose as a response to urgent family needs, like the lack of a male heir to take on family responsibilities, today the context and perception of this culture are evolving. Women who choose this path are now redefining what it means for them to obtain rights and make choices in a society that is still adapting to gender transformations. Back in the day, it was believed that women couldn't survive without the presence of men. Today, they have the freedom to decide whether or not they want to live in a family setting, a major shift that reflects the strengthening of women's autonomy. Many choose to reject arranged marriages, seeking choices that respect their own desires and independence. In Albania, it's common to see people out for a stroll at dusk in a tradition known as namakshiro. This ritual is a chance to stretch your legs and chat with neighbors, usually in busy spots in town that at certain times are closed to cars, turning them into real social gathering points. Albanian culture is rich in music and dance. Various forms of artistic expression, such as the fail dance and the circular dance, are accompanied by music played on traditional instruments like the gaida, the chifteli, and the lahuta. These traditions are celebrated at various cultural festivals across the country, ranging from the Kengamagjike Music Festival to the Tirana Film Festival and the traditional Kukës Festival. These events showcase the unique cultural heritage of Albania. Albania, a hidden treasure in Europe, delights visitors with its natural wonders and cultural riches. Every year, tourists from all over the world pick this destination for their vacations, drawn by the beauty of its beaches, the majesty of its national parks, and the historical depth of its museums and monuments. Among the Albanian gems stands out Berat, a city that captures hearts with its unique architecture. Known as the City of 1,000 Windows, Berat is famous for the harmonious look of its white houses, adorned with large windows that seem to tell stories from the past. This enchanting scene is so significant that it has earned UNESCO World Heritage recognition. Beyond its aesthetics, Berat is a cultural melting pot, home to ancient churches and mosques richly decorated with murals that reflect the diversity and living history of the city. In Albania, a nod means no, and a shake of the head means yes. This might seem odd since it's the opposite of what many of us are used to, but it's a fascinating reminder of how diverse the world can be. When chatting with Albanians, it's worth keeping these differences in mind to avoid misunderstandings. Besides its cultural quirks, Albania is a compact but stunning natural paradise. With an area of just 28,748 square kilometers, this small country hosts an incredible biodiversity. Over 3,250 plant species flourish here, representing 30% of the flora of the European continent. For nature lovers, Logar National Park is a must-visit. There you can enjoy a display of colorful flowers and watch a variety of wildlife in their natural habitat. I hope you found these facts about Albania as interesting as I did. Comment below which one caught your attention the most. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.